Unsung, the story of Lillian Peterson.
Listen up, y'all. Mama is a soldier. Hey, mama is a soldier.
Lillian was born and raised in Dayton, Ohio to Dorothy Ann.
Mom was a big kid. She enjoyed, I think it was stuff that she didn't have an opportunity to enjoy her childhood because she was the oldest girl. Granny and was working. She had to be the one to stay home and watch the kids. Mm-hmm. And then when she got, by the time she became a teenager, then here I come. So now she still got it. And first I'm taking my sister, now I got my own baby and them to take care of. So I think she missed out on a lot of that.
Lillian was my first niece, and she looked like a perfect little China doll. She was a beautiful baby. She was my mom's first grandchild and my Aunt Maxine's first great niece. And just like Aunt Maxine wanted to take Dorothy, Lil's mom, to show and tell, I wanted to show Lil off. And I remember when I was 12 or 13 and Lil was about 1, I decided that I wanted to take her for a walk. So I put her in a stroller and we walked from 43 Kilmer Street to Roosevelt High School. That was about a mile. We really had a good time. Only problem was no one knew I had her. She caused me to get one of the worst whippings I ever had.
And Dad played jacks, doodly, hopscotch, jump rope. Dad taught me how to jump rope, how to play jacks, pick up sticks, all that stuff, right? He would go out and help me show me how to draw a hopscotch thing. They tell me that the little kids in the neighborhood used to come knock on the door and ask for my dad to come play.
Lil has vitiligo, so she was teased as a child. She talks about how her grandmother helped her through those hard times.
And summer friends like go outside and play. City and everybody be outside. She said go outside and play. Because it's hot, come here. She brushed my hair back. I was like, no, come here. I had that big white spot on my eyes. And kids used to call me Petey. So Petey on the Little Rascal, the dog. Remember the Little Rascal? His dog, they had a big black, it was an all-white dog, they had a big black spot around his eye. I had a big white spot around my eyes. They used to call me Petey. Anyway, Granny was like, you know what, I've had enough of this. She took all my shirts, cut the sleeves off, and Granny, everybody in our family could sew. I just quit doing it. She cut all the sleeves off my shirts, made them short sleeve shirts, and cut all the pants off, made them short, hemmed up all my little skirts, made me get outside.
So Granny helped you, would you say, get out of your shell?
Yeah, she wouldn't have me. I think Dad taught me, don't let her, she got to get out there and play with the kids. She got to socialize and all that stuff. And so, I think that's where my sarcasm and stuff came from. People say stuff, I feel like I had to have something come back. So it's like, whoa, okay. One of my assets as well as my weakness is sarcasm. And so I tend to be very sarcastic with a lot of the residents, all the interns, many of the residents, and quite a few of the doctors. Oh, had I known that's what you point, I thought you were trying to heal the patient. I know you're trying to kill him, so okay, your plan makes sense. And it would take them a few minutes and they're like, wait a minute. Okay.
Sarcasm wasn't the only trait Lil developed. Her experiences as a child, coupled with a brilliant mind and iron will, shaped who she is today.
Lil's personality was so loving and sharing that I was afraid for her. She would go to and hug everybody and anybody. And she was always smiling.
Intelligent, smart,
Wise,
Focused,
spiritual,
faithful,
beautiful,
beautiful,
beautiful, Beautiful, classy,
Sassy.
witty, hilarious,
Goofy.
independent,
Brave,
brave,
courageous,
Strong.
honorable,
adventurous,
Ambitious.
ambitious,
resilient,
Determined.
go-getter,
bold,
bold,
Loyal.
supportive,
Genuine.
Respected.
open-minded,
Loved.
loving,
Loving.
loving,
Giving.
generous,
Compassionate.
sarcastic,
Sarcastic.
comeback queen, comeback queen,
Confident.
trustworthy.
When we return, Lil gets married and starts a family.
Hey man, what's wrong? I got locked out of my house and I'm scared. Well, don't worry, your problems will all be solved and not get locked out of your house when you got
The latch key.
This thing will solve all your problems of getting locked out of your house. With this key, you can finally go inside, play video games, watch TV, eat a snack. Warning, do not hold down swingers when you're locked out in your own house.
Lil moved back and forth between Detroit and Dayton and held several jobs before becoming a nurse and a soldier.
Okay, in high school, I was a waitress. And then I got a job as a house maid, just call it what it is. They weren't called domestic engineers in my day, they were called maids. So. Then I got a job as a waitress again. And I got a job in Timex watch factory. Okay, so then I left there, got married, moved to Detroit. At first I was going to, I got a job, everybody said I was so lucky I got there, and right off got a job at Christ. I worked 2 days. This lady was in, you gotta remember I was young. I was about 19 or 20. And this lady was in there, big muscular woman. She was like one of the big German weightlifters, stereotype weightlifters. And I started out just on the assembly line, and she said, just keep it up. One day you have my job, you have a job just like me. And what she was doing is the crane was taking the doors, and they would pick them up from the assembly line and swing it over, and then she would push it up against the car for the guys or whoever was there to drill it onto or weld it onto the car. And I seen that, I thought, no, not me. The devil is a liar. And I left. So after that, I got a job in, my mother-in-law got me a job working in the hospital that she worked in, down in the kitchen, in dietary. So then, left Detroit, went to Ohio, went to cosmetology school, got my license. I was a cosmetologist. Then during that time, I went to nursing school, and I'm a nurse. So, from waitress maid to nurse.
When she graduated from nursing school, I could just see the pride in her face, like, she pulled herself up, from her bootstraps, and, I don't know, the strongest man that could do what she did,
She loved being a nurse. She became a soldier to make a difference and provide opportunity for her and her family. But soldiering wasn't easy.
When I worked at the VA, I learned something really important. I kind of kept that to help shape me as a nurse. We had older women would bring their husbands to the emergency room at the VA. He said he was having chest pain. And this man is a contractor. He's all like twisted sister like a person. Ain't talked in 5 years, but he told you he was having chest pain. And they would drop him off. And then after 2 days, said he's fine, he's ready for you to go. Couldn't find the family. Family come back in like 2 weeks. But you know what? They could not afford to have anybody take care of their family member. If I put him in the VA and let the VA take care of him, they take his check. If they go in the VA, they get the retirement check. This woman has always been Sergeant Major's wife. She married him when he was in the military. He retired. They retired. They lived on his retirement. He's in the hospital. All they have is, she don't get Social Security because she never worked. All she gets is what he has. When he dies, everything stops. If I put him in the hospital, the VA gets his retirement. How am I going to live? I understand. 65-year-old women don't have nothing else but him. Even if he doesn't talk, we don't interact, I still need him in order to survive. And once I begin to look at it from that point of view, I became more understanding. So I don't have to go away just because they got running water. I know how to live in places where they don't have running water. And show you how to do like the book Eli and use a towelette to wash up. I've done that before. You go places don't have no water and you don't have, you're like, I got my drinking water, I need to wash up. First time we went to Iraq, we had water restrictions. So you could only shower like every 2 days. So we were like 2 days, third day, take it back. 2 days, third day for me to take a shower. And I'm not going to be in 120 degree heat, having hot flashes, and only be able to shower. So I thought I got to do one of my soldiers called it a whole bath. I called it a bird bath. He got the whole bath. Yeah, it's not a problem. But in the hospital, they give you those wash basins. So I would do that. People would drink like half a bottle of water and leave the water laying all around. So toward the evening, when I was through working off shift, I had a big old bucket, and I would take all those half bottles of water that people drank, put them in there, take them back into my tent, in my area, and pour them all into 2 basins. So in one basin, I put my underclothes for the day, soaked my feet in, washed everything up and down, got in there where the dirty underclothes were, and rinsed up and down. I mean, washed up and down where the dirty clothes, did the clothes, laundry in the body, and then used the other one to rinse off. And then powder. Wow. As effective as a shower, but not as relaxing, but I was clean. Feet got clean. That was important. My feet in the other areas were clean, and I could see. It was hot. So you learn how to take what other people discard and use it effectively. So I have learned. So some people want to discard. God's like, you know what? For them, that's trash. For you, that's treasure. You learn how to take that stuff, make it effective, and use it. And then what happens is people tend to not want to throw the stuff away. What are you doing? That's my water. I'm drinking. I don't want it right now, but I'm going to stay here till you drink it, because when you're done with it, I can use it. What are you going to use it for? Don't have it. You ain't going to use it. What if I spit at it? Go ahead. I don't care. Spit at it. You going to drink out of it? Don't worry about what I'm doing. And then we're like, no, she does what she bathes with that stuff. Oh my gosh, really? Yeah. So then you see other people like trying to collect stuff. Hey, that's fine, because you know what? There was enough wasted water for everybody to clean up. So, and then you don't complain. Oh, it's too hot. Well, it's about not having water in the shower. Being 120 degrees with a mop gear on and have a hot flash, you learn to appreciate life. I felt like in order to make change, you have to have rank. Because supposedly the rank is experience and maturity. So you're in a better position to make changes when you have more stuff on your chest than you can. I can say things now and people pay more attention to it because of this. They look past this. These.
Lieutenant Colonel Lillian Peterson.
After a while of us sharing experiences, I was able to teach them how to put concerns in use. I pushed them to their potential, and they also pushed me to my potential. I learned how to be quiet. I learned how to say things, not be so sarcastic, but be more constructive, is what I was saying. So it took a minute. I had to really reevaluate who I was.
To me, one of her biggest accomplishments has been having and nurturing her 4 children. and all the other children that she didn't physically have. Bill went to school and got her beautician's license, headed a salon, enrolled in nursing school at St. Clair College, continued to work and go to school with all her 4 small children.
The sarcasm stuck, and she gave us great stories to live by and
One
remember.
of my mom's favorite sayings, or one that I can remember, was, you know, if you was doing something you weren't supposed to be doing, he'd be like, "Oh, I'm just playing, Mama. I'm just playing with you." And she'd be like, "Do I have Mattel stenciled on my behind? I am not a toy. Do not play with me." And I use that one to this day. I'd be like, "I don't got Mattel on my. Don't play with me, fool." I revised it, but that was one of my favorites.
One of the best talks I remember my mom having with her daughter was our talk about sex. It was short, simple, and to the point. She simply said, "Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it."
Mom describes her 4 kids this way. If you've ever heard someone say towing the line, and it's T-O-E, towing the line, this is how she describes her 4 kids. With James, she says, he'll see the line, but he'll be like, "Huh? Oh, I didn't know that was a line. My right eye was hurting, so I thought maybe that was something different." And then Lethea's like, "Oh, is this the line? You sure about that? This the line?" And she'll jump over it immediately. She's like, "That's how I feel about your line." And then Lynetta, I'm like, "Okay, where's the line? Over there?" Just wanted to make sure. I'm going to be way over here. Me and line, we ain't got nothing to do with each other. I don't even know how to spell line. Don't even know what is a line. Lines are overrated. And then Steph is like, "Okay, where's the line? Right here?" Okay, so now when you say towing the line, what if my big toe goes over the line? Am I towing the line? Well, can my shade go over the line? Can my shadow go over the line? What does it really mean to toe the line anyway? Whoever thought of this idea anyway?
Mom had some of the best analogies. One of the analogies that I remember Mom saying is, I was like, "Mom, can I get a pop?" And she's like, "I'm going to pop you inside your head if you don't get there and finish them dishes." And another one, we used to ask Mom, like, "Mom, like, can we get allowance? You always want us to clean up. Can we get allowance for it?" And she was like, "I allow you to live here for free. I allow you to use these lights." Or we would say, all our friends get allowance. Can we get allowance for doing a better job? And she would say, "Why should I pay you for something you're supposed to do? You're supposed to keep your house clean. You live here too." So those are some good Mom analogies.
Other things Mommy used to say, she was always a comeback queen. We would say stuff like, "Mommy was hungry and so hungry my stomach feel like it's in my back." And she'll tell us flat out, "If you don't get out of my face, your stomach gonna be in your back."
Her professions always benefited her family the most. Her family has always been her priority ministry, from hairdresser mom to chef mom to nurse mom.
Believe it or not, going to school, because my mom used to do all the jerry curls for everybody. So whenever the new curl came out, I was always the first one to get it. So jerry curls was big in the 80s. So I had one of the flyest curls in the whole school. So everybody be like, "Who did your curl?" And I'd be like, "My mom." I just remember my mama was queen of the curls.
So my fondest memory of Mom, it isn't really one event. It's like a whole bunch of events, and they all deal with her striving with my hair my whole life. I just remember being in every kitchen of every house that we lived in. She was either braiding it, pressing it, perming it, jerry curling it, re-perming it, cutting it, conditioning it, and she just strived with my hair because it's so thick. But I saw how much effort she put into making me pretty. And I still see Mom looking over my shoulder in the mirror, and she's just looking and she's smiling. And she's not necessarily saying you're pretty, but I could see it in her eyes that she thought her middle daughter was pretty. Even when I never really believed it, Mom thought I was pretty. So that's my fondest memory of her.
One of my fondest memories of my mother growing up was I got really sick when we lived in Hawaii. and I had lost like a bunch of weight, and I started out having a stomach virus, and then it kind of spread to my eyes. And my mom took me to the doctor, and they checked my eyes, and one of the doctors had said that, it just looks like pink eye. There's no problem. Put this thing in her eye, and just bring her back tomorrow. She'd be fine. And another doctor came in, and just happened to come in and look at my eye. He said, "This don't look like pink eye. This looks like something else." So he gave some other type of medicine, and I told Mom to bring me back the next day if it didn't clear up. So I remember going home. She took me the next day, and of course they looked at my eye and saw that I had irisitis and that my iris was deteriorating, and that they're like, if you would have went a couple more days, you could have went blind in that eye. So they gave medicine, and I had to wear a patch over it. And I just remember after that, Mom had worked like a double. She was like really tired, and she had to like go back to work, but she brought me home, and she like just laid me on the couch and like kissed me and told me she loved me and just made sure I was comfortable. She made me soup. She like bought movies, and because she had to go back to work, and she just told me to rest. She had my medicine. She put in my eye drops, and she had to go back to work, but she called like every hour, and I remember just like, "Mom, I'm fine," but she was just so loving and compassionate, and I felt like she was worried about me. And I kind of took that for granted a little bit, because at the time I was a teenager, going through, typical teenager attitude stuff. But I just remember her being so mommy and loving, and I laid on her lap, and before she even went to work, like I fell asleep on her lap, and she just kind of rubbed my hair a little bit. So that's probably one of the most fun. I was a teenager, so it was kind of like the days, she still couldn't stand me in that period of time either, but, she was just really warm and loving. And that's one of the most fondest memories I've had of my mom.
When we return, the wisdom of Mom.
Oh my God! This toilet stinks! You think you haven't been out in the church for 6 hours and I missed a big game? Oh my gosh!
Now we got a product for both those people. BowFresh not only cleans the toilet, it can get you out of church. It's simple. Just have a child, take the BowFresh out of the toilet, swing it down the aisles, and just dismiss yourself. It's simple.
BowFresh, product now available at local stores. Side effects may include early exits from church, disgruntled church members, yelling, mass confusion, embarrassment, and also the need to distribute a thorough butt whipping. Child sold separately. BowFresh.
Taking after Aunt Maddie, she insisted that her grandchildren call her...
Look at Daddy's finger. Say, grandmother.
Grandmother.
I love you.
I love you.
Return to the Mac. Get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get it, better instead of getting
She loves her grands unconditionally. Tony wrote, "Life with this amazing woman is almost indescribable. Every letter brings words of wisdom, enlightenment, and happiness. She taught me how to make the best of every situation, and all this is part of God's plan. She's never led me wrong, and I know she won't start anytime soon." She is full of wisdom, words of wisdom for her children and her grandchildren to live by.
First thing I think I'd like for them to learn is don't take everything personal. Most things ain't got nothing to do with you. People do not get up in the morning trying to figure out how they can ruin your life. Some people do, but very, very few. And those that do don't matter. Recognize your weaknesses and learn how to make them better. Maximize your strengths, improve your weaknesses. When people say things about you, sometimes people critique you, and they don't do it for your own good. But even, I remember hearing a sermon, even haters can prophesy in your life. So if they say, you think you know everything I do is run your mouth, take a step back and say, I do. But do I know what I'm talking about when I run my mouth? Most of the time I don't. So what I need to do is before I open my mouth and say something, I need to be informed. So you learn to inform yourself. So don't discount your haters. Thank God that you have haters. Listen to what they're saying to you and use it as a way to improve yourself. Another thing is that if something doesn't work for you, try plan B. God has a plan A, but we have all the way up to plan Z, double A, double B, double C. But listen and follow that gut. You know what? I think the saddest thing is people retire after 30 years of doing something that I hate it every day. I hate it every day of my life. So what do you do? I don't know. I never really thought about it. Give some thought to what you want to do, how you can make a change. And do things that are going to make a difference. Don't just, if you're going to work in a factory, say, I want to make sure that I help design a car that is going to revolutionize the industrial industry. The automotive industry is not going to be the same because I'm here. How can I make it different? Well, I'll have the intellect to make these changes. I don't like something to do, so I'm not going to do it. So what are you going to do? Then I'm going to influence the people around me who do. I say kudos. You know, if you can't do the work, congratulate and encourage those who do the work. So everybody has a part.
That's good. That's so good, bro. So awesome.
Proverbs says, all is vanity and vexation of the soul. I know what vexation of the soul is. It means stressing up stuff that don't have nothing to do with me. And if I can change it, would I change it anymore? Probably not. Why am I concerned about it? Why do I spend a lot of energy fussing other people about the price of gas? Ain't none of us gonna bring it down. And we don't stop buying it. So what do? It is what it is. Now, if I have a choice, like, you can either buy a horse, feed it grass, and ride it. It's right here for you, or your car. Then I have the choice. Right now, I have to get back to work. The price of gas is really. But I said, don't be concerned about that. Where are you going anyway? Where you need gas for? That's like people say, I wish I had a car. What would you do if you had a car? I don't know. If I had $1 million, I can tell you right now what I would do with every cent. I can tally it all out. I know exactly what I'd do with it all. Be prepared for whatever you're going to get. So, but I mean, it's a lot of energy spent over things that really you don't need to be. If I can vote, or I can get out and get people to say, hey y'all, let's vote, let's boycott this gas station because it's just really overcharging. I can make a change with that. These gas prices come from so far outside of us. We just say, man, gas prices are never again. No, Lord, it's all yours anyway, so. But it does remind me, just don't drive up in the street burning gas. You have to learn how to be more diligent, more conservative with things you do have. But that's everything. So sometimes maybe, hey, God's like, I'm letting these prices get here so y'all can just afford to go do what you need to do because y'all been wasting too much time doing godless activities. Not ungodly, but godless. It's no problem with driving up and down looking at all the houses. But what's in there? What's that have to do with God? That's why I'm looking there complaining that he gave me this house when he should have gave me that house. Sometimes that's real. Other times it's like, I ain't got no air conditioner. My air conditioner broke. We just driving to get some air. We're using 460.
Not all the time serious. She really is funny too, and fun.
One day we were at her mother's house in Page Manor at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. And we were there for a party, and I thought I was eating a dip I had got from the refrigerator. And Bill asked me, "Why are you eating the dog food?" To this day, I don't know if I was eating dog food or not.
Some of them try to rhyme, but they can't rhyme like this. Some of them try to rhyme, but they can't rhyme like this. Some of them try to rhyme, but they can't rhyme like this. Some of them try to rhyme, but they can rhyme like, I'm the miggity Mac daddy. The miggity Mac. Because I'm the miggity Mac daddy. The miggity Mac. I want to make it.
Lillian took a liking to all types of music, including country music.
But that was during a time where I just felt like I needed some freedom because I really felt wore down. And first time I started feeling really wore down, I was cleaning the house and the John Denver song came on and it just picked me up. So then I started out listening to John Denver, and then I started listening to the Oak Ridge Boys, and then I listened to Reba McEntire, and then I listened to the Jews, and after that, it went on. Now, I don't like the extreme. I don't like the bluegrass or the twangy. Willie Nelson, I didn't listen to. But I like that because, so that whole country stuff was cooking from scratch, all that.
Everybody connected to her is creative through music and or poetry.
When I read this poem, it just spoke volumes to me, and it made me think of you. And it is called If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count on you but none too much, if you can feel the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, which is more, you will be a woman. You will be a woman. You will be a woman.
When we return, Lillian's retirement plans.
Huh? Oh. Ah! Brother? You. It's good, April. Go again. Okay. Ah! There you go. I think it's all in the neck. Do it one more time. No, go like that. Like that. All right. Okay, ready? Oh! Yeah. See? Yeah, we like that.
Nick agility, cuz. What? Nick agility. You're lost, man. Come on.
Hey, you try it. Nah.
Come on.
Try again.
harder, bro. You need to do it harder.
Okay.
Go ahead and do mine again.
Okay.
Yeah. No. It sounded hard.
Wooden spoon assault is no laughing matter. Every day, 3 teenage girls fall victim to wooden spoon assault. If you or someone you know has been assaulted, please call 1-800-IT-AIN'T-FUNNY or log into www.pleasedon'thitme.com to find out about help.
Probably one of the worst whippings I ever got was we wanted a clubhouse. So it was an empty apartment, but we couldn't get in there. So I had the bright idea that if we just break the window, that we can get in there and make it our clubhouse. So of course I pick up the rock, throw it through, but instead of going in, all the kids, my own cousin them, ran and snitched on me. And I remember that beating for the rest of my life, boy. But the beating ain't what hurt. What hurt was my mama told me the police was gonna come get me. So I thought I was going to jail, boy. I'll tell you what, that probably kept me out of trouble. That there beating is why I think I never went to jail or nothing like that.
After a 20-plus career in the military as a nurse, nurse educator, staff chief, and soldier, Lillian has several plans for her near future.
First, I'm going to be doing some missionary work because I believe that's what God's calling me to do. Our just not going to be in some foreign country, it's going to be in our own country because there's some areas of our country that look like third world countries, but people seem to think that they have options like going to welfare or something like that, and they really don't. So this helps them have access to health care. Second thing I want to do is travel. So I want to see some places. I really want to take my grandkids and my mom's, one of her younger sisters who's afraid to fly, so I kind of want to take her some places. Go to Europe. I still want to go to Korea. I think I like Korea better since I won't have to be there for 18 months in this person. So a week in Korea would be fine. I really would like to go to Egypt. So unless the climate and the situation changes over there, it's a little bit safer, I think I'll try to go to Egypt. And then the third thing I want to do is work on my golf game.
What do you think lies ahead of her after retirement? Part-time work. She will never be still.
You deserve this, Mom. You led a hard-fought life, and it's time to kick back, go on some cruises, and kick it with them grandbabies. I love you.
And these are not things to do before I die. These are things to do when I retire. I have so many projects in my head. So I want to travel. I want to try different recipes. I want to learn to cook Italian places by going to Italy and learning recipes. I want to pick up. I ain't going to Mexico unless I go to the far end. I want to take a cruise. I want to do things with my grandkids. I want to teach them how to explore stuff. I want to grow a garden. Oh my gosh, I want to plant a garden and watch stuff grow. I want to home improvement stuff. But I'm thinking about going to culinary school and learning some different things, but taking those things and giving them to my family. Hey, you know what, guys? I want to cook a big, authentic Italian meal. So, hey, everybody come on this day. We're going to spend this 4-day weekend. We're going to do these things and then do a motif or something, when people come to out of town, like the church, we're having this homecoming reunion. You know what? Y'all don't have to stay in a hotel. We've got room. Have a couple of families just come stay with us. And while they're staying, just fellowship and eat and feast. And they'll say, oh, you know what? We had the best time at that fellowship. But the best part was we was at their house and we ate this. And just the things that you share. Those are the things of God that we want to share. And just take all the shackles and the bondage off. You don't have to be concerned about that. And just to have liberty. And just be really and fully enjoy being a child.
How about missionary ideas?
Yes, that's going to definitely be missionary work. And I think along the way, I'll pick up ideas from different people. I really don't want to go to a foreign country because there's some third world country type environments right here in the good old USA. Hopefully I can start my own family. How many of y'all don't have health insurance? How many of you need medical care? We have a lot of people in our family that have a lot of health issues. So that's going to be my start. And I believe that God's going to put in my path, or put me in the path of people who are looking for what it is He has for me to give to them. So I'm not stressing about where am I going to go first, where am I going to do next. I truly believe that I'm just being a child of God. He's going to put those things away. The thing of it is I'll be available and able to be anointed and then appointed to go wherever He will have me to go, wherever it is. I'm prepared.
Lillian, you and yours are such a big part of my life. I love you. Happy retirement. Auntie Mommy. I love you.
Silence is broken. She speaks with clarity, yet hasn't uttered a word. Her presence itself commands respect. A stern face she sometimes holds, but when she opens her mouth to speak, the voice of knowledge, wisdom, and grace unfolds. An exterior of steel surrounding a heart of gold. A mind so full, if it could talk, what a story would be told. But oh, how it seems time flies. She goes from relaxing hair and doing curls to helping people and saving lives. I watched this process happen, but didn't really know that a lot of stress came along with running a one-woman show. A new career began after school was completed successfully, and after a while, along came another opportunity to support her family. From one weekend a month and 2 weeks a summer every year to another level and another career. Like smoke, we've watched you rise, accomplishing many things, traveling to many places, finally seeing life through your own eyes. You came, you saw, you conquered, and more. When obstacles were presented, you never backed down, just looked at it as like, this too, I will endure. As the pages turn and this chapter ends, the story continues and a new chapter begins. As you taught by example, we've watched you succeed. If ever a thought of giving up, remembrance of all you've been through is all we need. So as you continue your journey in all that you do, along with saying congratulations, we also want to say thank you.
I can't believe it's still happening. It hasn't stopped.
Still calls me son.